Sometimes almost never can we see the end. How can I explain this? We've talked about it like a tsunami zone. We've talked about it in so many different ways. They were showing one person around a bunch of people with just chaos and problems all the time. And then they would go to this one person and their head would be screwed back on and they'd calm down and they'd go about their business. But these people were all swimming around this one. It was like, they just showed somebody like a meditation, like a Buddha in the middle. And so the Buddha in the middle was fine, at peace, happy. But that was their life, putting out other people's fires because they weren't understanding or learning. And so they've shown similar imagery where it's like you rinse somebody off, but then they keep diving into the dirt. And then one day you're like, okay, well, so clearly they're not learning, or I'm not learning, right? Like, they like living in the dirt and they like to just be rinsed off, and they're not interested in figuring out how to rinse themselves off themselves. They want to rely on that outside themselves. And so I'm not looking to be anybody's prop, footstool, rinser offer, fixer, right? Like, they're not teachable. They're not interested in being teachable. So it's not that they're not teachable. They don't want to be. Like, why? Why bother if you're there? Why? Why do they need to learn? So you need to remove yourself if you don't like doing that. And so they showed this scene again, and you could tell the Buddha was like, I don't know what was going on. It was like, it wasn't that I was disturbed, but it was like irritated. So I was a little confused there because it was like, well, so are you at peace or not? And it's like, well, yes, they're at peace, but they're not at peace in the zone they're in. In other words, it's not that you can't stay and be at peace, and it's not that you can't stay and continue to, quote, fix, because you're not fixing. It's just, you understand the analogy. And so it's like the Buddha had to decide to choose himself and stand the fuck up and go somewhere where he was with other Buddhas or was dancing in the sun or they're showing him under waterfalls. So, I mean, I guess the point is, it's like, go have fucking fun and do you. We're not here to fix anybody, and don't, even if you can be at peace in scenarios, that's what they were showing. It's like, even if when you can be at peace or you can solve the problems or you can whatever, are you enjoying that? Like, are you happy doing that? And so you have to choose you. So I'm still not getting at how they want me to. It's like, you can think you're supposed to, or you can think you should, or it's like a group you're supposed to stay with or be around. And so you make every attempt to, because you can be at peace. It is fine. You can manage. It's doable. It's acceptable. It's livable. You're fine. You're happy. It's fine. And so this is when sometimes the universe will be like, enough. And stuff starts getting ripped away. And it does feel like there's something that usually does draw you out, which we may again see as the devil or a lure or something bad, but it worked. It got you up and out of that scenario that the universe didn't want you in. You were playing too small in that scenario, and it wasn't the best use of you for you. You weren't having fun. You weren't living your life. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do all that, but it's not honoring you. And so it's like sometimes, because then you'll be like, then the Buddha could beat itself up for being lured away into something that it, quote, shouldn't have done or shouldn't have whatever, leaving behind what was good and they should have been happy and content with. And so we can paint it and picture it incorrectly at times, when it's like, the truth is what lured you away was the only thing that would have fucking lured you away, to then remember yourself. It's like you forgot yourself. You thought you were supposed to be there doing something else. That when you remember yourself, you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Thank God all that happened. I was painting the thing that lured me away, that excited me and delighted me, but then realized that too was an illusion as bad and pulled me away from where I should have stayed when no, you should have never have stayed there. The thing that lured you away wasn't bad. It was the thing that you needed to lure you away. The universe has it all in perfect order. You just can't always see it, and you're not meant to see it. You're supposed to be having fun. And so the universe will do things to get you to remember you. Remember you, to honor you, to get back to you, get back to loving your life and living and having fun. And so it always works out in the end. It always works out. It always does. But it can be challenging and bumpy through the ride, especially for those of us who are resistant and are not kind to ourselves. Like if we're beating ourselves up, like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. And you have to go through the process of forgiving yourself. And that's not even the right way to say it, they're saying, because, some of us really are harsh on ourselves. And when we're harsh on ourselves, we're not getting anywhere. We're just tiring ourselves out and making it more challenging. It is what it is. You're at where you're at. What's done is done. What have you learned? What have you decided? What do you choose moving forward? Do you want something different? Then you have to choose different for you. You have to start loving you. You have to start honoring you. You have to stay awake and alert. You cannot fall back into familiar patterns because it's easy and it's comfortable and it's robotic and it's numbing out. You have to stay awake and conscious to choose what you want to choose, and it's going to be challenging at times to make the harder choice, but it's the right choice for you to take you to where you want to go, the life you'd like. And so that's the choice. Are you going to settle for the less than, the instant, the accepting? Or are you going to do what can seem like the harder thing, the more challenging thing, to stay present, alert, and choose for you, because that's unfamiliar to you. You're not familiar with choosing yourself. And yeah, I still can't say it in a straight line, because what they're showing us is like a lot of times we do think like we will have major like shakeups or towers in our lives where it just seems like destruction. It seems like chaos. It seems like insanity. It seems like, what the fuck is going on? How is my life no longer under my control? Right? And it is almost like the universe does a whole shakeup of your head, right? And tossing all your thoughts up and clearing them out and taking the lies out, the ties out, the confusion out, the delusion out, just purging it all, cleaning it up. And so as a human feeling and experiencing that, we think, what in the hell is happening? And you just have to do the best you can and trust you, where it's going to be bumpy. It might be tough for a while. It might be tough for days, weeks, months, some of us years, decades, right? And it's more a matter of how resistant are you to loving you? How resistant are you to change, right? Because it is always for us, and it's always mirroring us, showing us, letting us see clearly. Are we brave enough to look? Are we willing to have that amount of courage to be that vulnerable? And it's up to you. You're only ready when you're ready. A lot of people are not ready, so they avoid it like the plague. But you're just avoiding yourself. But you don't know that until you know that. And you don't love you, so of course you're avoiding you. So until you can start to love you, accept you, be kind to you, recognize why you did what you did. Sometimes that really helps. Like, why did you do that? Well, because this was done. And what did that mean? Well, it meant this. Well, then that makes sense that you did that, right? Because that's what you actually believed. You really did believe that. And that's hurtful and that's harmful. So I can understand that, right? And you can too. And it's like, well, can you forgive yourself now? Well, now I can. Now that I can see that, I didn't see that before. Well, good. I'm glad you finally looked. It was worth taking a look, wasn't it? That took, 3 seconds? Right? Okay, well, we have 412 million more of those to do. So you can see how easy it can be. Can we get started? Can we please get started? Right? Start taking a look and loving yourself, but be gentle with yourself, right? And I know that can be a challenge, especially when you come across bigger boulders. Yet Again, it's still the same simple practice. It's still the same simple rule. It is what it is. What's done is done. Why did you do what you did? And why? And why? And why? Okay. And can you see how that was tangled and mixed up? And how, yeah, if that's what you believe, that's hurtful. That's painful. Do you really believe that was the case? Right? And if you can start to see these things, unravel these things, you can start to help yourself, heal yourself, love yourself, get back to yourself, remember you. And as you're remembering you, you start to light up more. You start to get excited again because you're loving you again. You're dropping all the resistance. You're dropping all the worry. You're dropping all the beating yourself up, all the negative self-talk, all the shame, all the blame, all the guilt. You start to shed all that away. It starts to release. Slowly but surely, but you have to be committed to you, because we are going to have bumps along the road, and you're still living throughout all this. So you're still mishinging throughout all this, right? It's like it's not one and done, right? But you can get familiar with it. You can make it consistent. You can make it a habit. You can make it the dominant pattern that you love you, you accept the reality of what has occurred so that you can see it clearly to make a correct decision moving forward instead of an automatic repetition of calling it in over and over and over and over and over again, trying to make it different than what it was. You can't. What was. It's done. It's over. If you want something different, you have to see why it was what it was and what you were telling yourself, and untangle it so you can choose differently moving forward. So the more you do that, the more you get aligned with you, the more you remember what does feel good for you, what does feel right and true, what is up from down. And so you become untwisted. You get more clear. You clear up the confusion, the fog, the delusion. And you start to love yourself again, accept yourself again, release all the chains, the binds, the pain, the hurt, the swords. And you can breathe easy again, and you can start to light up and start living again, right? And getting excited again and remembering the things that actually did excite you. What makes you happy? What lights you up when you are having fun? It's X, Y, and Z, right? And so you start to do more of those. And it just all starts to naturally start to flow and sink the more you're flowing and sinking. The more you're sinking up. Sorry, they just showed me a river of you flowing down. And I was thinking sinking up with the river. But as soon as I said that, they had the person sink to the bottom of the ocean. I was like, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. So you want to flow and sync up with you, line up with you is what I mean. Align with you, align with yourself. Oh, our words, I'll tell you. All right. I was just going to say, love you, bye. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I'm still tired. I'm jumping off. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.